So, should we do an intro? We should do an intro.
Yes, there should be an intro. Do you want me to do the intro with my amazing announcer voice?
No. All right, no. So this
Great
is
start.
We're calling it the Superficial Podcast.
Yeah, I think that's a good title. Remember how Googleable it was before?
It sounds a bit like a gay fashion podcast.
I don't know. I like Superficial Podcast. I think it's.
I do like it too, but whatever. So this is the Superficial Podcast. I'm Eric Hartman. You may know me as Bad Spot on the internet, and this is my imaginary friend Rotondo.
Ha ha! I don't exist.
That was terrible, but whatever.
That was terrible. Cold cut opening. The first topic on this list that I already closed because I'm really good at this. Do you want to talk about the Nintendo cardboard thing?
Yes.
Have you seen the trailer for the Nintendo cardboard thing?
Only in the form of bits and pieces of people complaining about it.
So you're the perfect representative of it then. We should definitely talk about this because we know a lot about it.
People, the way I know about it is that I go to the 4chan video games board, wherein people try to
become angry.
They try to make fun of people for being man children.
Yeah.
While also claiming that their their man child toy is the best.
Okay.
Everyone who has Nintendo Switch is a man child, but also why don't they have a PlayStation, which is clearly the best man child toy?
Yeah. Okay, so Nintendo's always been known for doing really weird and wacky shit, and this is basically no different. And when I first saw this, I was basically like, it looks really dumb, but this has to be Nintendo because they got to do something weird. It has been extremely popular to talk about. Everyone seems to fucking unanimously love it, and I feel out of touch.
Well, it is for children. I mean, you're building a cardboard thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I played with cardboard a lot as a kid, though, so I can see the appeal of it. I just don't know if I will get it as an adult, but I don't think it's meant for me to get it as an adult.
There's literally an event for the cardboard thing where you have to have a child. You can't show up as just a dude in your
That's
30s.
Actually good, I think, personally.
Yeah.
That makes it much better for children.
Lego had things like that, too, where they wouldn't let adults come there.
I think that's smart.
But have you seen how, the robot suit thing works?
Yeah, I think it's a great use of the completely over-engineered Joy-Cons.
No, but with the infrared camera thing?
Yeah.
Where so they have a backpack, and then the switch goes in the back of the backpack and just looks at these little things that are moving around. It's very clever.
Yeah, they did a really good job with it. I mean, the piano and everything looks like it all works well. It's pretty neat. Like I said, I am probably not going to get it, but I don't think I'm the target audience, but I also have a collection of children's toys. So, What was the other part? They had the piano, they had the robot. Oh, also fun fact about the robot. The robot is actually a continuation of a game they touted on the Wii U 5 or 6 years ago that they used as a tech demo that Shigeru Miyamoto really wanted to finish, and apparently they never did. So apparently that is that game from 6 or 7 years ago. I never even heard of the robot game, but apparently people did in Reddit comments.
What is it called?
I don't know. That's the thing. I prepared really well for this.
It's too prepared. It's got to be more casual.
Yeah. I think it's called Project Giant Robo or something like that. I found one video on it, and it was basically a Wii U kiosk and someone in front of it, and that was it. I didn't look very hard. I'm great at this.
Have you seen... so... Maybe I mentioned this. So I looked at Wii U. I was like, hey, now that there's new Nintendo console, maybe you can buy a Wii U for $50.
Yeah.
They're $600.
Wait, no, they're not. Have you checked eBay?
I went to Amazon.
No, don't go on Amazon. Amazon's just absolutely stupid for anything that's out of production.
A certified refurbished thing, Wii U, for $280.
Yeah.
And
here's the awful
for
thing.
$650.
Here's the awful thing. I mean, I'll go right now and I'll double check. I could be wrong, but on eBay, Nintendo is still selling refurbished ones for $200, I think. Yep. Nintendo Wii U 32GB black handheld system complete. This one doesn't appear to be from Nintendo, but it is $152.
Well, there's also it's brand new $865.
Yeah, the thing about Amazon, a lot of the people who sell on there are idiots. And they're preying on the fact that one person will buy this at a really stupid price, and then I don't have to sell much more. They sell like, I'm into like retro games and shit like that. On Amazon at any given point, compared to the eBay value of a game, it'll be double. So if I want to buy like Super Mario Brothers for the NES, on eBay it might be $8, and on Amazon it might be fucking 15 to 20. And that's just kind of how they work, because they're preying on the people who don't want to go to eBay. It's really strange to me, but I don't know. Not my business model, so I don't really care.
I have noticed that some stuff from like third-party sellers will, like when I was buying robot parts, cutting tools and whatnot, that it'll just be like if you go directly to the cutting tool manufacturer and buy it, it'll be $30, and if you buy it on Amazon with free shipping, it'll be $45.
Yeah.
So it's just like they're just adding on the cost of Amazon's cut and whatever shipping costs, and possibly a little bit more.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's actually, Amazon's kind of shooting themselves in the foot with that. Not to get completely off topic, because we already pretty much have. Amazon's been kind of killing themselves with that, because they've been making it harder for little sellers, like people who just want to be like, I have 100 books and DVDs to sell. It's really hard for them to get actually presence on there.
Yeah.
But hey.
But I can bring it back around, though. So speaking of ridiculous prices, have you thought about buying a new GPU lately?
No. Why would I possibly buy a new GPU when the goddamn prices are insane?
Yeah, because if you look at like my GPU, which I bought 2 years ago for $350, is now like $650.
Wait, the 980? Or is this 970?
A 970.
Our 970s are worth that much now?
No. But I mean, there's still, it's because what the fuck else are you gonna buy? But it's still okay. So it's down to $450, $465.
That's still ridiculous. What did we pay for these? I paid like $180 or something.
Yeah, there's no way I paid more than $330. I think that's like sort of my.
I just want to point out that I waited a long time to get this. I waited for like a very specific sale before I got this, and I think it was like $220 or something like that. And I had either a coupon or a gift card or something.
So the 1070. Which I thought was a ripoff at $450 when it launched, is now $870 minimum, and you can easily pay $1,000 for one of them. And there's 1080s going for $1,200.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Well, I mean, at least we don't really have to upgrade because we don't play video games that are modern.
Well, I do. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. My past 3 NVIDIA cards died after a few years.
Yeah,
like the RAM went bad.
I know.
So like if this thing goes bad, I'm gonna have to spend $800 on a video card.
Yeah, that's not good. But hey,
it's all because of
Bitcoin.
Because of course everybody knows it's all because of cryptocurrency mining, and not necessarily Bitcoin, but all the alternate coins and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is all a giant Ponzi scheme. Do you know the depths of the Ponzi scheme?
Yeah.
Like do you know about Tether?
No, I don't actually know about Tether. I just know people who are into Bitcoin, and I've heard rants on it.
Yeah. Okay. So stop me if you've heard this one before from your 1920s history lesson. There's a company. So like, here's the problem. There's all these regulations and stuff after the stock market crash in the 1920s when people were just having unregulated securities trading, and like banks that didn't have any kind of reserve.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a run on the bank and there's no money and the whole economy collapses. I researched this. I didn't. So now there's the problem is if you want to sell Bitcoin, if you want to buy and sell Bitcoin for actual money, then there's all these regulations you have to do because you're basically a bank.
Yeah.
So you have to keep a fractional reserve. You have to file all these paperwork and stuff. Well, who wants to do that?
Yeah.
What you do instead is you incorporate in like the Cayman Islands, and instead of selling for instead of letting people sell Bitcoin for actual money, you let them sell it for monopoly money. You issue a tether. So they've issued these Bitcoin tethers, which they say are pegged at $1 and are backed up by money, by actual dollars.
Yeah,
that's what they say. So people can come to your exchange. They sell it for instead of selling it for money, you give them tokens and tell them it's worth $1. Okay, and then they run off with that. Then the people do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're selling it for imaginary money for tethers. Okay, and which they claim are pegged to $1, which there's no evidence of this happening, but. So people can also you can buy tethers directly. They'll take your money and give you tokens that say money on them instead, and then people can then trade those tokens to other exchanges, and then who have to follow all the complicated banking laws to cash out for actual money. So it's impossible to cash out directly through Tether. You have to like go to a different exchange.
Yeah.
So what's been happening is that this company has just been issuing hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of these tokens, like $100 million a day.
That's insane.
Okay, so according to their story, that's because of institutional investors. Like, people are just transferring, billionaires are transferring $100 million a day into this Cayman Islands or whatever the fuck it is, U.S. Virgin Islands or Hong Kong or who knows, some offshore company to exchange for like monopoly money.
Yeah.
And if you add up the total amounts of Tether that they've issued, it's $1.9 billion.
That's insane.
Okay. And so the thing is that the company, so what the allegation is that this company has been just printing money to buy cryptocurrency, to buy Bitcoin with.
Yeah.
Because they've convinced everyone that their tokens are worth $1. And they're doing this to pump up the price. Like, every time the price goes below 10,000 on Bitcoin, they print another $100 million.
That's insane, man.
And so it's like, but it's a humongous percentage of the value of all cryptocurrency. It depends on whether or not this offshore shady ass company has $2 billion in the bank. Spoiler, they don't. So, like, we're headed for like an epic biblical crash, like Tower of Babel level. Everyone's gonna be fucking destroyed and have no idea what's going on.
I like the Tower of Babel reference. Like, do you accept Litcoin? No, we only accept Bitcoin here.
Pretty much. I mean, it's incredible though.
Yeah,
I love
it. It's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out for sure. I mean, my stance on this. I've been sitting on the sideline, like, nope, not gonna get involved in this.
Oh yeah, well, you'd have to be mental.
Oh yeah, you'd have to be mental now. But like, we could have gone in at the lower level. I mean, we know some people who did. They did pretty well.
Yeah.
Some of them. Some got robbed.
We don't know. It's like both. I don't know. I haven't kept up to date on that. But
I haven't kept up to date on that either. But we're not going to talk about that with who it is.
We only know one person.
I know. We know more than one person. They don't know we know more than one person.
But the thing is that I've thought about this, and like, because I joked, like, out loud, not like to myself at the time. Like, when I heard about Bitcoin in 2007, I was like, I should just buy all the Bitcoin. Fuck everyone. Just give them $100 and like, I own them all now. Fuck you.
This is mine.
But the thing is, yeah, I would have sold at $1.
Yeah.
Right, to make $10,000. I would have sold at $2. I would have sold at $5. I would have sold at $100.
See,
like, I would never have held out for 10,000.
You say
I never
that,
believed it.
but here's the thing: if you had 10,000 Bitcoin, right? 10,000.
Yeah.
And they go up to $1. You might sell a few, but like, you're gonna keep some. You're always gonna keep some because it's gonna be like a curve. You're gonna sell off a chunk, and when it goes up again, you're gonna sell off another chunk. The thing is, even if you had like 10,000, it was worthless. Even if you sold out, like, let's say 5,000 of them, and then you waited and it went up to $10 and you sold another 1,000, you'd still be making money. You still would have made a good chunk of change. You would not be a millionaire right now, but you would be probably pretty okay.
Yeah, but you gotta consider the mental stress of owning a digital currency, a digital gold token, like
hard drive going crash, yeah,
or just like people stealing it and stuff. Like, I have had lost sleep over just like, am I being hacked by the Russians kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, and
spoiler, we are hacked by the Russians right now.
Yeah, everyone's
actually
hacked.
Russian.
But it'd be like No Country for Old Men, where like you're just running around with $2 billion, maybe $2 million, and some crazy people are trying to kill you, and you would never be able to go back to your real life.
Spoilers for No Country for Old Men. That is the plot.
I mean, yeah. When would you stop looking for your $2 million?
I don't know. I stopped looking for $100 pretty quickly because I logically deduced that I'm an idiot and I probably lost it in the public.
Yeah.
Had $100 in my pocket, bought something with $20. Somehow I didn't notice. Or at least that's like in my brain. Actually, it was $50, wasn't 100. But still, equally devastating when you really want to buy food and you don't want to break another 100.
You're just walking around with a roll of hundreds.
No, I keep them at home in a tiny board game case with pretty Powerpuff Girl pictures on it.
Don't you have a safe?
That is my safe.
No, you don't have a safe. Get a safe. I made that clip just for you, by the way.
I know you
don't get a safe
because we've talked about this.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, I have at times, please don't rob my house, had way too much money just kind of sitting around because I don't believe in banks. Convert everything to gold.
Yeah. Yes,
I actually don't listen to me. I have no idea if that's a good idea.
Don't see the problem with gold. This, I guess, sort of ties into Bitcoin. People are like, oh, gold is arbitrarily valued too. I mean, it has some industrial uses, but really it's just because people want to buy gold.
Yeah.
And the problem with gold is that it's gone up for a long time, right? So basically, if you're my age, it's gone up for your entire life.
Yeah.
But before that, it went down continuously for like 200 years, right? So the problem is that the cycles on gold are considerably longer than the human lifespan. So you could there could be a crash and you wouldn't recover until like long after you're dead.
Yeah.
Like your great grandchildren could dig up your gold and be like, "Oh, this is amazing," but
that'd be good for them.
Whereas like the stock market, if you buy into the stock market at any time, you're good to go in 20 years.
Yeah.
Like you'll have at least broken even. It's like it's impossible. So far, it has been impossible unless there's like a collapse of civilization. So we're back from our amazing commercial break, thanks to our sponsors.
Just keep talking. Don't say we're back because we don't have any sponsors. We're just too poor to do sponsors. Anyway, just imagine some little.
Maybe we'll edit the whole thing out. They'll never even know we turned it off.
That's true.
Like how would they know?
Well, it depends on how I can cut it. If I can cut it so it's smooth, then I'll just do that. Otherwise, I'll play there'll be a little do thing.
Right, like it's if the universe is a simulation, then every time it crashes, like if you could figure out some way to crash the universe, then what would happen is whoever's running the universe simulation would just load a backup and fix the bug, right? And like you would never know that crash ever happened because anyway, that's what happened, as I'm saying. When we took a break for the podcast, that's what actually...
No one will know.
Yeah, it's very similar.
All right. Before we get to the stupid thing, not stupid thing, but the stupider things, let's talk about the...
Murder?
No, before the murder.
Okay.
Let's do the less murdery thing. All right. Anyway, so have you heard about the new YouTube changes? I've mentioned them a little bit to you, but have you actually looked into them at all?
Oh, well, I got an email that says I won't be able to monetize my one video upload per year that I do.
Yeah. I got the same email. Many people got the same email, and it's basically two sides to this. There's all the little creators who are like, "Oh no, this is the end of times. I will never become a great big YouTuber," and there's the big YouTubers who are like, "We don't care. More money for us." And there's clearly.
I think that the little people saying that are just looking for an excuse to fail. You're like, oh, well, I might as well not even try now because I can't make $5. And
yeah,
I think this move makes sense. The rest of it, the problem is the reason people are upset is because it's on top of all the bullshit that Google has already done.
Yes. And I feel bad for the people who worked. I didn't even know these were a thing, but apparently before this, there was a 10,000, you had to get 10,000 views or 20,000 views or something like that. And some people worked very hard to get that, just got their thing set up to be all the new features and stuff like that, and then immediately get taken away.
Well, what do you need? You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours?
1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours. So essentially, this is the main thing I want to talk about. What this does is it's great for people who do gaming content and video logs. They're not going to be affected at all. You do 10-minute video a day, 10-minute video every week, you're fine. As long as you get a couple thousand views, which, most people who do this and make money, they're getting. It really sucks for people who are the last hold off of the animators and the people who are making the shorter videos. Because those people making 2-minute, 3-minute long videos, they're going to be maybe forced to make it a little bit longer just to kind of keep up that viewership.
Well, you can do what they do in anime, would have spend all your money in the opening and intro and have that in front of every animation you do.
Yeah, they already do that. I watch so much less content because of the fact they have really long intro, really long outro. The video is 10 minutes long when it should be 3. I was just watching a video today. I literally went down my list and I was like, I will watch anything that is 6 minutes or less. There's one video.
I like what, although I haven't watched them in forever, but what they did on Game Grumps where Ross, they talked over the behind the scenes footage.
Oh, for the animation, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
interesting.
I think a good way to get double mileage out of.
Yeah, for sure, and people definitely want to hear that from the bigger animators, stuff like that. I mean, they're already kind of dead on YouTube anyway, but yeah, that type of content is a good idea. The other thing that kind of worked out good for us, since we've been doing this, since we've been doing the YouTube stuff for so long, we're not going to lose the features that are actually useful.
I mean, let's be clear. I haven't been doing YouTube.
Well, we neither of us have been doing YouTube. Let's be honest here, okay?
That's not a real thing. What are you talking about?
I mean, I like being able to put a custom title card. I like being able to modify the outro thing and stuff like that, and you click this video and stuff like that. It just makes it look nicer and neater. The sad part is everyone's gonna be kind of losing that as well.
I hate everything involved in YouTube. Have you ever been to YouTube without ad block on? It's terrible.
Yeah, I know, it's awful.
It's like when you go back, and watch television and there's commercials and it's how did I ever watch this?
Yeah. The thing that kind of sucks is For content that is like really highly watched, for instance, like people who do tutorials, I don't know about you, but I've looked up random things to see like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? For like random piece of software, a video game, maybe something like that. I'm not going to fucking subscribe to them.
Yeah.
But their videos will frequently have hundreds of thousands of views because everyone has that problem. And if they're making a 5-minute long video and it like solves people's problems and they like to view it, they're getting the 4,000 hours easy with all their like tutorial videos, but no one subscribes.
Yeah, I mean, they're cutting off the long tail effectively, like all the people who, which is really is the strength of the internet. It's like that you have one person, a few people who make 1,000 things, and then 1,000 people who each make one thing. And so by cutting off the long tail, you're literally cutting off 50% of your content.
It's kind of a shame.
The other thing it stops people from doing is winning the lottery. Like,
yes,
you're outside with your cell phone filming your kid playing frisbee, and a meteorite crashes in your backyard, and you can cash that in and make $10,000 on YouTube. Right now, you can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I've literally done this. Not made $10,000. I made $100. But like, I had a video that got 230 or 300,000 views within a few days, and the video was 16 seconds long. This was years ago, obviously, by the amount of time it was. Because if you have a video that's 16 seconds long now, it's not going to get you shit. But I made $100 off that, and that was like, I was like fucking 16 or 17 or whatever, and I fucking thought it was great. It was awesome. It never really happened again. It just kind of slowly built up over time. But still, they're gonna miss out on some of that shit because I don't know. Like, I would be more encouraged if I made suddenly $100 off a video, and they'd be like, "Oh shit, I might try this more."
What it's going to lead to, though, is the rise. I mean, further rise of content aggregators, just sort of scumbags who like will buy your video, because that's why would you upload your video of a meteorite hitting your backyard if you can sell it to somebody. And also, who's going to buy it? It's going to be scumbags. Like, they never realize what they're doing to the system when they change these rules. It's like, I mean, we talked about Reddit a lot, where...
Yes, we talk about Reddit too much.
If you are an honest person and upload your own things from Reddit, you'll get banned. But if you, like...
Yeah.
And in fact, when stuff deletes...
Game the system?
Like, when they delete your posts and stuff, it doesn't tell you when your posts get deleted. You have to go look for it.
What was the thing you had to actually find?
If you go into your post history, there'll be links at the bottom of all your posts, and if it doesn't show the cross-post link, it got deleted by a moderator.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, so if you were a normal person, you wouldn't know that until I told you this amazing fact, and you go look at your account and find that half the stuff you've ever posted has been deleted. But if you are a psychopath and you have a bad faith presence, you'll just have a robot that checks on all the statistics for what your posts do, right? Like, you'll already be checking all that, and then like, if your account gets banned, who cares? You've got 500 more accounts that you made with a robot. So like, it disproportionately affects actual users. It's just like the TSA, right? So if you go through the TSA and you set off the metal detector, they'll grab your fucking junk, right? I had this happen to me. Like, forgot to take my belt off, go through the X-ray, it says, hey, there's a big spot right on your penis. So oh, I forgot to take my belt off. Can I go back through? No. So and that's there as a punishment tactic, right? It's to scare you into over compliance, right? It's a tactic of totalitarianism. And it affects normal people, right? Because I don't want to I got to fly 50 more times, so I have to comply with this thing unless I want to get my junk felt up every time.
Yeah.
If you're a fucking terrorist, who cares? You're going to kill yourself in 5 minutes. Like, you'll just roll the dice, right? Like, if it's a 50-50 chance that you're going to get caught, who cares? You're ready to kill yourself, right? Like, and
yeah.
But a normal person has to deal with this shit. It's only affecting normal people. It's just like digital rights management only affects paying customers, right? Because pirates don't have to freaking deal with it.
Yeah, because they do rip it out. Yeah, it's a shame.
Anyway, murdering people. Speaking of terrorism.
Good segue, 10 out of 10. Yeah, this is definitely something we had to talk about.
A guy from the Blackland Forums shot up a school, but he did a really bad job.
He still killed someone.
He killed 2 people.
That's still shitty. That's still awful.
But 2? Give me a fucking break. He's not keeping up with the latest and greatest. Like,
God, dude.
I mean, even the progenitors, whatever, the progenitor school shooters, they killed like 13.
You realize people listening to this would be like, okay, I'll take notes. I'll do better next time, so he'll talk positively.
Oh, I'm not going to give any tips. Listen, I have a devious mind, and I'm worried about memes spreading out. Like, actual, not hilarious internet memes, but the actual dangerous kind of memes.
Yeah.
Ever since when I was a child, I was like, hey, what if people hijacked a plane and crashed into New York City? 10 years later, it happened. I'm not going to say it was my fault, but it might have been.
I don't think it was. I guess we've seen this coming for a long time, that someone from the Blockland forums is going to go a little bit too much. Because we've banned a lot of people, like a whole lot of people. A lot of people who are doing very, very bad things.
No, so it just goes to show that everyone who's ever been banned from the Blockland forum should be euthanized or put in jail. And then euthanized.
That's maybe a bit too extreme. I'm pretty sure I banned someone just for being a dick. I don't think you should be murdered for being a dick.
Yeah, but are you willing to take that risk? You know? Like, we could afford...
This is why we're not in charge of any of this stuff.
Listen, this guy went and he killed 2 people, right? That means we could have a 50% error rate and still be ahead.
Oh, God.
And that's not counting, like, the low-level stuff, where, like, the people who get banned are off there getting banned on every other forum on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, they wake up in the morning and then make shitty YouTube comments, and then, like...
Is that how the normal day goes? Like, wake up in the morning, make some shitty comments, eat some breakfast, go to Face Punch.
No, then they go like on Counter-Strike or whatever, and they play music into their microphone, and it's all shitty.
Yeah. Then at the end of the day, just try to like scam people on Steam because hey, it's a good end.
Anyway, but that guy, so the guy did have a Blockland forum account many years ago, but he apparently played Blockland like right up until the end.
Wait, did he really? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, up until like a month before the shooting, a couple weeks or whatever.
I don't know. When it comes to this shit, I'm always like, could we have slightly done something differently to prevent this weird butterfly effect?
No, it's just because it's a game. It just attracts autistic people and freaks, you know.
Well, we made it. Well, you made it, and I helped.
Well,
I'm just saying, is all. We might be autistic.
Oh, well, no doubt, man. I made a freaking Lego video game. And then, like, I'm not perfectly functioning person. Right, and then swatting killed a guy.
Oh, yeah. Was this also related to the Blockland forums?
Not that I know of. Although people
Oh, good.
have had to interact with police due to people on the Blockland forum swatting people. This guy swatted he swatted some people on the Blockland forum, but he also swatted, like, a Walmart where there had previously been a shooting.
Yeah.
And so, like...
Jesus, man.
So this is what I'm talking about, where it's a very small percentage of people are causing problems freaking everywhere. Like, this, like... And in this story, it's like... This is how professional I am. I don't have the articles or references for this. Anyway, a guy was... they're playing Call of Duty or something, and there was, like, an argument, and the guy was like, oh, I'm gonna swat you. And the other guy was like, oh, here's my address, and he gave him a fake address. And the guy... swatted this fake address. And the police showed it's fucked up on multiple levels.
Oh.
The police showed up at this random dude's house, who was not involved at all, and shot him
and killed him.
So like
I've heard about
if the police come to your house, there's just like a coin flip whether or not they're gonna kill you.
Yeah. God, I always wonder. Like, of course, we're getting all the negative stuff on the internet and in the news in general because the news loves like fear.
Yeah,
fear sells. But I sometimes wonder, just like, are we just missing all like the nice things of like cop saves child?
Yes,
because that's normal and expected.
There's this guy on YouTube, Donut Operator, who is a former police officer and like reviews police shooting videos and stuff. He went through and like, cause on like halfway through January, there was some tweets and stuff going around where people were like, "Oh, 35 people have already been murdered by cops in the first 2 weeks of 2018 or whatever." And he went through the specifics of every single one of those cases, and like they're all scumbags. It's like, dude with a gun shot at police, and then the police shot him. Dude held a woman hostage with a gun, and then
police shot him.
Police shot him. It was like career criminals had weapons and aimed them at the police. And then there's like a guy was crossing the street and got hit by a car.
Yeah.
A police car. Random things like that.
Yeah.
So we're seeing like the worst things. But the problem is there isn't retribution there isn't justice or whatever for some particular fucked up cases. Like the thing in Las Vegas where they shot that guy.
Oh, yeah. That was awful. That was really awful.
Yeah, they straight murdered that guy, and the dudes are also psychopaths. Like one of the cops like left the country or something immediately, and the other guy had "you're fucked" etched on the inside of his AR.
Yeah, he actually got blamed for most of it, even though he wasn't the one running the show. It was another officer who was actually issuing the commands.
Yeah, and then they're playing this goofy game of Simon Says with a drunk dude. Like,
yeah,
and so that's fucked up, right? But the media also just picks up on cases like anyone who's been promoted as a super ultra victim in the media has been a fucking scumbag. Like they never pick the right people.
Yeah.
Michael Brown's a fucking criminal. The guy from the Hands Up Don't Shoot shit in Ferguson.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's video of him like just beating up a tiny Indian clerk and stealing shit from him.
Yeah.
And then the community, like, the guy is a career criminal.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Basically everywhere. Trayvon Martin's a psychopath. Freaking, like, it goes back to Rodney King. Rodney King's a career criminal. He went to jail afterwards. He got arrested after that. Can you imagine being Rodney King, being like this poster child of police brutality, and then going on to commit more crimes? Like, he did that. Like, what's wrong with that guy? Anyway.
Yeah. We've talked about this with the, when all that stuff was going on, there was literally a child murdered.
Yeah.
By a cop. In this video of it, the cop pulls up, opens his door, kid goes down.
Yeah.
No more
there was a kid.
That's it. Kid had a fucking BB gun.
Kid was playing with a BB gun in a park. That's dumb. The cops basically do a drive-by shooting on him. They just roll up and shoot him.
Yeah.
That's not even the video that's grainy. The worst one I've seen is where there's a guy, like a 50-year-old guy, walking down the street whittling with a piece of wood, right? Because he's old or whatever. So he's got a knife, and he's whittling this piece of wood. He's crossing the street in front of a police car. Cop comes out of the car, says, "Hey, drop the knife," and shoots him. Between hello and shooting him is like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So he just straight rolls out and murders the guy. Like, I don't even remember this guy's name. It was never on the news. You had to see this.
Yeah. For reference, this guy happened to be black while whittling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they don't show you the actual bad shit, to the point where I think it's like a Nightcrawler level conspiracy. There's this movie Nightcrawler. You should see it. You should watch Network from the 70s. It's a movie. And Nightcrawler, a newer movie about the news media. Like, I think they're deliberately, like, I think they hyped up Michael Brown because they knew that they could film the counter reaction to it. Like, it's a conspiracy. Like, literally they hype up the weak story because they know that there'll be a backlash to it, and then they can film the backlash.
Yeah, well, I mean, with news, like we talked about, it's not about the not correct, but like, it's not about justice. It's just about what can they make a story out of.
Everything in the news is terrible. Like, here's my tests or whatever. I don't want to say red pill, but whatever. Here's my for news. Have you ever been in the news?
Me?
Yeah.
Have I? Yes, probably.
Did they get anything wrong?
If they did, I don't remember, because I think it was for literally I won a Pinewood Derby contest.
Oh. The answer is probably yes. Basically, I've been in the newspaper like that kind of thing for rando shit. They get something wrong every single time. And I've talked to a lot of people about this, and basically every time person is in the newspaper, they get something wrong. The thing is, every newspaper article, it has that level of accuracy. It's just that you don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, did you know anyone in high school who wanted to become a journalist?
I actually don't think I did.
Well, if you do, then the thing is, you say, then imagine that they did. Right? So that's those, and the people interested in getting things right don't become journalists, right? They become librarians or whatever, researchers.
They become librarians.
Yeah, like if you're
researchers. Yeah,
if you're interested in accuracy, why would you become a journalist? You know, like, people who want to become journalists are interested in fame and influence without hard work or being good looking, right?
Yeah, you could be a good looking journalist.
Yeah, but if you're super good looking, you can just become a celebrity.
I don't know. I've seen some really good looking people, and I don't think just really good looking just gives you automatic celebrity status. Newsreaders
and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Weather girls.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. So you just step up a little bit. I did two things that I never thought I'd fucking do in my life. I pre-ordered fucking a goddamn chocolate bar, and I had to pre-order cereal.
Is this Nintendo cereal?
Yeah, this is Reptar Bar from Nickelodeon and fucking Nintendo cereal. Reptar Bar?
That's like a thing
I'm not kidding.
That was like a thing they would make up in the show.
Yes, it was. It was a thing they made up. And then they decided to fucking release it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll go take a nice drive down to fucking FYE. I'm sure these will be fine. I'll be able to get them. They were all sold out. I signed up a list and pre-bought them. And the lady said, oh, you have to do this. Otherwise, you're not going to get them. So I paid for my 4 fucking Reptar bars and waited like, I don't know, 3 weeks. And then I got a call from this lady. Go back there. All of them sold out again. Thank God I pre-ordered. I cannot believe that there was a scalping. There was enough interest in this that people wanted to scalp them. I don't know. It just didn't seem like there was much profit in it to me, because they're already like $3, $4 each, and you were maybe selling them for like $8 on eBay, maybe 10, but that's like a lot of effort in shipping and fees.
Put it on Amazon for $800.
I liked what the girl at FYE told us. She was like, you should freeze one and then sell it in like 10 years. She was kidding.
You have to sell it to like
it's
Ashens or whatever the 2030 equivalent of Ashens is.
It's still going to be Ashens. It'll just be slightly older.
His couch is all like decrepit. His springs coming out of it.
I don't even know if it's the same couch anymore.
He's got like age spots on his hands and stuff. He's like,
oh, that's sad. That's sad.
We haven't. Oh man, it's gonna be sad in the future because like everybody on YouTube and stuff is still young, but like there's gonna be a point where it's like, oh, all the old YouTube people are dying.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with movie stars. We've already had that happen.
Yeah, but I don't care about that.
Oh. Like, I understand everything Nintendo sells out, right? Like, I understand that. Amiibo, it's a toy. People get, like, they enjoy it. Because this cereal was also a fucking Amiibo.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I didn't tell you that part. It got scalped so crazily. I remember going, like, the day of, like, it was supposed to be on the floor, and it wasn't even there. It sold out before it hit the floor. People would go in and ask for, like, the cereal, and they would buy all of it. Because there's no limit in place for fucking cereal, because who's going to buy every freaking goddamn thing of cereal?
Yeah.
It's absolute fucking insanity. I just happened to be really lucky and was up at like 2 a.m. and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to walmart.com because I want to see if that cereal is going to like come in stock sometime. And it was in stock. They just loaded it in that night or something. So I put that shit on pickup and then grabbed it in like a week when it came.
Cereal's terrible for you, by the way. I mean, you don't have this problem, but if you're fat, you shouldn't eat cereal because it's basically just like eating a candy bar. You might as well just eat a candy bar.
Yeah, well, some cereal is better than others, that's for sure. God almighty, the Mario cereal is fucking awful. I just want to point that out. It's worse. Well, it could be that I just haven't eaten sugary cereal in so goddamn long, but it tasted worse than Lucky Charms. Like, it was just so sugary. It was just way too much for me.
Oh, was it just,
probably great for kids.
Was it too sweet or like corn syrupy?
Yeah, poor corn. Goddamn corn syrup, man.
It's bad.
You know how hard it is to just like not eat corn syrup?
Oh, they just cram it into everything. Got to stay on the outside of the supermarket. I wrote a comic. My many comics that I have written but not illustrated.
Not actually finished.
Right, which is it's like, hey man, you're looking good. It's like, yeah, I've been sticking to the outside of the supermarket aisle, the outside aisles of the supermarket, and they're just like, wow. So yep, no more toilet paper, deodorant for me.
Oh god. There's a shit ton of corn syrup in fucking Girl Scout cookies now. They used to be less, and then over the years it's kind of been like going up.
Yeah.
The funny part is that there's actually, I learned this recently because I bought Girl Scout cookies and I was like, these taste like shit. I wonder why. Turns out there's 2 bakeries like that are responsible for all the Girl Scout cookies in the world, and one refuses to use corn syrup, and the other uses corn syrup. We are in the split half of Massachusetts that gets the corn syrup ones.
This is like with iPhones and whatnot, where there's different manufacturers for
different versions,
different processors. Apparently, this related to the Bitcoin thing that there's different. The same video card can have different RAM manufacturers, and makes a huge difference apparently on your hash rate.
Oh, that sucks. Well, I guess that only sucks for Bitcoin people.
Yeah.
We're fine. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about to segue into?
Bill Watterson's a moron.
Why is Bill Watterson a moron?
This is on Reddit yesterday. There's another like, today I learned Bill Watterson, the Calvin and Hobbes guy, turned down all these licensing money.
That's kind of a known fact, though.
I know, but it's stupid, and I hate it when people are like, oh, this is so great. Like, to preserve... What the fuck are you talking about? Preserve the integrity of this thing by selling books instead of selling stuffed animals or whatever? That doesn't make any sense. He's just a dumb hippie. And if you're looking to save the world, what you should do is accumulate as much money as possible and then spend that money on something intelligent. Like, the only good charities in the world are those who run by billionaires giving away their own money. Every other charity is a fraud.
Okay. That's okay. I want to go back to Bill Watterson real quick before we start ranting about charities, because yeah, that's definitely going to happen probably. The thing about Bill Watterson making that choice, though, it basically led to not having a shitty cartoon, not having a shitty movie, because right now there'd be a fucking movie cash-in and it'd be shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It led to good things, even though it might have been kind of misguided in some ways. I mean, I don't know. I kind of agree with them because, like, I don't want people using my shit.
Yeah, but, like, he could have...
Like, if I don't have control over it, You know,
I feel like he could have, if he can refuse, he could have the whole thing. He could have let them do merchandising and stuff, have Calvin and Hobbes lunchboxes and whatnot. Like,
yeah, I feel like I don't see that part. I agree with. I don't know if that would have really hurt anyone.
It wouldn't have.
Because kids would have loved having like a little Hobbes.
Yeah.
His mentality of it at the time was that it wouldn't be the real Hobbes. You know, it's not a kid's gonna get it expecting it to be the mythical thing. But like, I don't buy that as much, because when I was a kid, when I got the toy and I was like really young, it was the thing to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, we had imagination and stuff like that. I didn't care that it didn't actually talk or didn't actually do the thing on, you know, the commercial or in the movie or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that was misguided.
Anyway, he could have taken the $300 million and had the like Bill Waterson Memorial Children's Hospital or whatever, but instead, some douchebag is driving a Lamborghini funded by those bootleg Calvin pissing on stuff Windows stickers.
Oh yeah, that's fucking awful. I hate that.
I don't know why they would make that sticker. Why did that become so popular? It's not like it's
fucking know
from the comic or anything. It's not like Calvin is famous for pissing on things.
He's not.
Like,
it's really fucking weird.
Maybe that's like the prototype of the like Elsa Spider-Man foot surgery video game YouTube video.
Oh my god, I completely forget about this shit always. It's so terrible. For people who don't know, give them a quick rundown of what that is.
So the way that, like, the most popular audience on YouTube is children, because they don't skip ads and they watch the same video 400 million times. And the things that kids search for is like Elsa and Spider-Man and stuff. So like there's this whole cottage industry of third world countries like manufacturing random cartoons that are bizarre, that have like Elsa and Spider-Man, and they're also really gross sometimes, where like
you're overselling this.
Foot surgery.
Sometimes it's not cartoons, and sometimes it's just random people dressed up as the characters. And it's more creepy.
When I was visiting my sister and this was a couple years ago, my niece, who was like 3 years old at the time, watches cartoons all the time on iPad, and she was watching this video of that it was like a 3D video game with Spider-Man and Marvel characters and stuff wandering around, and I eventually just determined that it was Grand Theft Auto 4 modified to replace the characters with Spider-Man and Woody from Toy Story and stuff, and the cars were replaced with the cars from Cars.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And this was on the iPad?
Yes, this is on YouTube. And then
it's on YouTube. Okay.
And then
I thought she's playing a game on the iPad. Like, they ported GTA 4 to the iPad.
And then so just a video of somebody playing this modded GTA 4, and then there's public domain nursery rhymes playing in the background, and they're just driving down, and then there's like a custom map where there's like loops and stuff, like giant ramps, and they're just playing Grand Theft Auto 4 for like 10 minutes. 50 million views.
Oh god.
And so like I was just like, man, every Let's Player in the world, eat your fucking heart out. This guy just shat out, so if they put public domain nursery rhymes on it, didn't have any plan for what he was going to do in the video game, uploaded it, boom, 50 million bucks views.
That actually, like, I don't know, that gives me like such a weird, uneasy feeling. Yeah. Oh, God, it makes me so goddamn uncomfortable thinking of this shit. There are worse offenders. There are Flash games that you may have seen on like Game Grumps, because they popularly went through them.
Surgery and stuff.
Tooth surgery. Elsa has a pregnancy.
Yeah, but not just like a pregnancy. Like you have to do like a cesarean section.
Yeah.
Like where do they come up with these ideas?
I don't know, but it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me so goddamn uncomfortable, because like I'm just in the back of my head, I'm like, is my nephew just watching this shit like all the time? Because I know my sister doesn't pay that much attention to him. Oh, she does. She's obviously, but like, you know, she goes and watches TV or something, does something unrelated to child. So just, I don't know. It's fucking easy for kids to do that. Like they take an iPad, which every kid has an iPad or a phone or some type of tablet device. It's so fucking easy for them to just type this shit in.
Yeah, but it wasn't really a problem, or at least for my niece or whatever, because she like she doesn't click on anything weird. Like the YouTube algorithm just recommends like just. YouTube can tell that you're a child.
That's good.
And will recommend things to you. And then she just clicks on the things.
That's good. I don't know. I feel like they're kind of destroying any leftover content that doesn't fit their exact mold of 10 minutes.
There's nothing for them to murder. Like, they just lose money continuously, right? And then they want to be Netflix, right? But like I saw this thing at one point, the front page of YouTube and Netflix were exactly the same, practically. But Netflix is $20 billion in debt.
Damn. I honestly didn't know that.
And this is just like, I don't know, people are just going to lose money continuously on video streaming services until they go out of business, which might be never, because they are funneling money from other projects into them, right?
They're actually that much in debt? That's crazy to me.
People are saying it's not a big deal, but I mean, whatever. I don't actually know if they make money or not. Because everybody's in the growth phase now, where they're all spending. Apple spent like $1 trillion or whatever on making original content. They say Amazon's doing the same. Although I have Amazon has an advantage because everybody just subscribes to Prime for the shipping. But the problem with Prime is that if you don't have a 60 hertz monitor, this is great. Like, so if I go to Prime Video and I try to watch a video, it'll do some DRM thing where if I don't change my monitor refresh to 60 hertz, it will.
Oh my god!
The failure mode is great. It will turn the entire screen to a random like static pattern, like a computer generated static, and then you can't exit out of the program. The only way I found to get back, like, so it'll block out the entire screen, like at the video card driver level, and you can't do anything. And the only way to stop it is to unplug the monitor and plug it back in.
That's awful.
Yeah. And I checked, like, I did it once, and I was like, oh crap. And then I did it again, and I was like, oh no, I didn't do it. I was like, oh, I forgot. And then it's like, it's too late. I already clicked the button, and then boom. And like the first time, it took me like 20 minutes because I had other programs running. And I hadn't saved stuff, so like, I had to try a bunch.
That's really shitty. Is that still the case, or did you just give up on it?
It's still the case, and I just given up on it. And the thing is that it's the same thing with Netflix, is that even if I can stream it, I end up pirating it because it's better. It's better to have a local version because you can pause and you can rewind. Like, what if you miss something, like you have to rewind 5 seconds? That can take like 30 seconds on a streaming thing.
That's true.
And also, if you want to watch it offline, like on a plane trip or something, which is how like most of the time I watch videos. But
yeah. I mean, I don't know about you, but I legally rip all of my DVDs. I break all the copy protection on them to get them onto my computer legally.
Yeah, I did that. And for a while, I had Netflix, and some stuff was... This is how long I've been off Netflix, but when they had DVDs, and they had some stuff that was on DVDs, that wasn't on the streaming thing, and...
They still have that, by the way.
So, like, I would get a DVD and then rip it, but then they started with District 9, because I like to make little clips of the things, right, for my website.
Yeah.
And but I couldn't rip it. Like, it did some ridiculous thing where the video tracks were divided into like 4,000 separate segments, and then they like scrambled them up and did like weird things with them, and I had to like do a bunch of bullshit to try to actually get it to rip.
It seems like a pain in the ass.
Yeah, or I could just go on BitTorrent where someone else has already figured this out with the goddamn Blu-ray, so I can just download a 1080p rip of the thing, and it's way better.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? Because we got like about an hour.
It's
pretty good.
It's probably good. I'm gonna have to cut it down because we have to listen to it. Oh my god, I have to listen to myself and my horrible lisp and occasional Valley Girl lilt. I hate it. I can't stop doing it.
I'm gonna keep that. I'm keeping that.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, but
the occasional Valley Girl lilt.
Like, I just said like fuck.
Let's add an ender thing. Let's add an ending thing. How about that?
What's the ending?
I don't know. Let me think. I don't know. This was interesting. We'll see if anyone actually gives a shit about this. I'm guessing no, but I've been surprised before.
Anything I post, it'll just be, hey, why come you're not working on Blockland?
The comments of this video, someone's going to listen to this entire podcast, and all the comments are going to be, hey, why aren't you working on Blockland?
Dude, they don't even have to listen to it. Like, somehow people like won't even look at the picture. I'll post a picture, and people will like scroll down and immediately start typing.
I don't know. I think this went well. We might have publicly ruined ourselves, but hey, becomes the risk, All right, but anyway, if you enjoyed this, I don't know. Thank you for enjoying it. I'm not saying like, comment, and subscribe.